So not the best of day yesterday as far as Indian cricket is concerned. The Indian women's team lost to Australia and were handed a group stage exit from the ICC Women's T20 World Cup, and you'll get all the coverage regarding that straight from London, where Boryada, Trisha, and Snehashish will give you a proper review of the Indian team as far as their T20 World Cup campaign was concerned. And whereas Rohit was a witness to Ireland's historic 2-0 clean sweep over India in the T20I series, two-match T20I series. Ireland won that 2-0. They proved that the first win in Belfast was not a fluke. They could do that once again, and they have done it. A historical achievement. Before this series, Ireland had never defeated India in international cricket, but this series came as a special occasion in what was a second string Ireland side missing a lot of their star players. We'll talk about what went wrong for the Indian team, why there was no Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in the entire series. Shreyas Iyer's start as the captain of the T20I side. So let's begin with the captain itself, Rohit. How would you judge Shreyas Iyer as a captain, his start as a captain of the Indian T20I team against Afghanistan in the ODI series? It was not the best of series for him with the bat, and even in this series, he struggled with the bat, and plus his captaincy start came up with a clean sweep against Ireland.
So I think the batter Shreyas Iyer, we all know that what he can do as far as playing against Spain is concerned, playing against pace is concerned, his style of batting, the way he bat, we all know that what kind of batting he can do. I was surprised on that very first T20 international when he choose a Washington Sundar over a Shivam Dube, because Dube was bowling really really well at till that point, and then 16th over came and things went completely haywire after that. And Irish team was looking for a momentum till that point of time. He himself told after the in that post match presentation that we were looking around at least 150 160 while we were batting, that Ireland, if they score somewhere between 150 160, it was easy as far as these kind of conditions are concerned, because we have to take care take this in notice that the pitch is not what they used to play 2.5 months of IPL. We cannot ignore that. They are coming from playing in placid wickets, flattest of wickets, day night conditions, not windy, not sticky surface, weather is completely different, and the adaptability. So one of the biggest thing is the adaptability thing. You have only one practice session, and that it's not only because of the BCCI or their plans, but because of the Irish cricket also. I told on the very first day that the side screens were kept on sides rather than towards straight. And yesterday what happened was there was a slight drizzle. And just because of a slight drizzle, they can't able to practice, the Indian cricket team, because there was no covers here on the practice area. So you have to look it into notice that, and I'm not giving excuses here. I'm just saying that what I observed there. Because if you are a full member board, Ireland is not an associate nation anymore. They get everything from ICC. They get everything. When you talk about the resources wise, they have each and everything. But just a slight drizzle of 10 to 15 minutes, and you are saying that now Indian team cannot practice here, knowing that there are multiple players, and there is a Suryan Shedge also who just joined the team on that very day of the loss, the first loss. So for me, Indian team wise, yes, Irish team was proactive, when it comes down to the planning part. They bowled short, little shorter as far as the length is concerned. And they wanted, and I asked this to, Harry Tector also. I asked this to Ryan Descartes also, that do you think that planning wise they were a little proactive? Because the way they were bowling little short of length. And if you look at the first game, apart from Sanju Samson and Shivam Dube, everyone was trying to hit square of the wicket. And the square of the wicket, it's not that boundaries are long as compared to the straighter boundaries, but the wind factor. Here it's an open ground, and it's like, and I was just having a word after the press conference got over. I told this to Ryan. I said that it should be a plan for New Zealand, because we all heard from journalists that windy Wellington, and there's a lot of wind as far as New Zealand is concerned. So I think proactive planning wise, India was lacking in this particular series. As I said, that they were very much used to of playing in those flat wickets. Suddenly a wicket which has stickiness into it, suddenly a wicket which has ball not coming into the bat, and you cannot play through the line. And apart from that, the weather, it's overcast, it's windy, it's chilly. So suddenly if you are saying that, oh, we are landing on Thursday and we can fight it out till Monday, I don't think it's that easy. It's international cricket, and that's where Shreyas Iyer said after that post-match presentation that you cannot just wake up and win everything. So and tactical wise, that's why I mentioned that thing on the first part of my answer, that using a Washington Sundar there when a Shivam Dubey is doing really well, this is the thing which we criticize him in the IPL time also. Not bowling a
Right.
UZ chair, not giving him a single over, bowling in him, in different times. So I think that was a little surprise for me as far as Shreyas Iyer is concerned, because we all know that he's such a good captain. If you just
Right.
take out Rajat Patidar from this list, in this decade, from 2020 to 2026, he's the most successful captain. With
Very
along with
true.
Rajat Patidar, champion, IPL winning champion, two different teams. He carried them into the finals. So he's a brilliant captain, but I think certain points, be it the IPL, be it here in the Indian cricket team, there are certain things, Shubhanda, which really surprised me as far as the captain Shreyas Iyer is concerned. Batter, we all know it's just here and there. We all know that what he can do with the bat. There's no
Mm.
doubts as far as Shreyas Iyer, the batter, is concerned. We all know that. But yeah, Shreyas Iyer, the captain, he does certain things which really surprised me.
Absolutely, and Shreyas Iyer, come the England series, he'll have to pull up his socks. Not only as a batter but as a captain as well. And let's see how the team does there in England after Ben Stokes' retirement from international cricket altogether. Although he's not a regular part of the T20 setup, but still, I think there will be a bit of fire with Rob Key. A lot of things, Brendan McCullum, a lot of things is going on in England cricket, English cricket right now. So let's see how this Indian team comes up against England. But Rohit, second part is the vice captain. Tilak Varma was appointed as the vice captain of the team, although he ended up as the highest run scorer in the series, 74 runs. But his strike rate of just 110 runs, and of course his gameplay against spin bowling has been criticized, are being criticized a lot on social media. We saw that in the India A series as well. You were there. His game against spin bowling is not the best. He was demoted from number 3 to number 5 during the T20 World Cup. Uh, but it looks like India are in a catch 22 situation after handing him the vice captaincy. Now they cannot drop him from the 11. They will have to carry him. But Tilak Varma also needs to do some introspection as far as his game is concerned, this format is concerned, and especially spin bowling is concerned.
So as far as vice captain is concerned, we were, group of journalists here, we were discussing this, that Rishabh Pant got the vice captaincy, he was dropped. Akshar Patel got the vice captaincy, he was dropped. Shubman Gill got the vice captaincy, he got dropped. Maybe it's a curse kind of situation as far as vice captaincy in Indian cricket is concerned. And we remember, it happened with Ajinkya Rahane also during that
Yeah.
famous South Africa series in 2018. So vice captain in Indian cricket, especially in T20 format, take it with your own risk. That's what I want to say at the very start. But you're very right as far as criticizing his strike rate in this particular series. While in
Mhm.
Dambula, I must say this, that every time he came to bat, India was struggling. Apart from that second, ODI versus Afghanistan is concerned, India lost that as far as the DLS method is concerned. We scored 349 in that particular game in a 50 over match. But if you look at the series as far as Dambula is concerned, obviously the win factor was there also, because that's again an open ground. But the wicket was much more difficult. Playing spin was much more difficult. But for me, I can at least say that yes, there was situation tricky, and you were kept on getting out, kept on. Here, it's not like that. It's not. Abhishek Sharma was playing brilliantly on the other day. It was what, a 19 or 20 ball half century for Abhishek Sharma. And suddenly, when you see that wickets are falling from different ends, how you can go with a strike rate of 100, knowing that you're playing a T20 cricket, and knowing that number 5 is a position where, जैसे हिंदी में we say in Hindi, चला कर खेलना है आपको. It's not like that you can play the hold up game until and unless the
Mhm.
situation is that you need to score 30 runs or 20 runs in next 35 deliveries or 40 deliveries. So these conditions, playing against spin, I think that made it really difficult for Tilak Varma. So you are very right, and we kept on saying this during the World Cup also, that don't give him. I have no problem with Tilak Varma the batter. I have the problem with his batting position. You look at his
Mhm.
batting position, and you will definitely come to know this, that this will be creating problems as far as Indian team is concerned. And we kept on asking this to Surya Kumar Yadav in the press conference, that is there a possibility of that? I remember asking this question to Tilak Varma in the Delhi press conference before the Delhi game. He came to the press conference, and he said that I'm ready for any kind of position. But I think in T20 cricket, when you know that there is a situation arising in front of you, And if it is allowing you to go with a strike rate of 120, 130, then it's okay. And if you're able to win the match for your country, then it's completely fine. He has shown certain glimpses in the Mumbai Indians this particular season, Shubhanda, the Dharamshala game we all
Yes.
remember, how he played against that Punjab team. But for me, in these kind of T20 matches, if you're not able to, cross the line as far as as far as the target is concerned, then there are serious concerns. Because at number 5, if you are not playing with a strike rate of 140, even 140, 150, and this is not an ideal situation to talk about
Yes.
a 140, 150 strike rate, because at this point of time, the world is operating with a strike rate of 170, 180, 190, 200, 237. A guy who has scored 700 plus runs with a strike rate of 237 is sitting out. So my
Mm.
only thing is that either you cross the line as far as Indian team's result is concerned, or you need to adapt. You need to do better as far as the strike rate is concerned and as far as run scoring is concerned. So Dambula, I can understand, but here I cannot understand when you're losing it also. And then obviously Dambula, you won the series. So
Yes.
ultimately you can understand the situation. Here you lost the series. Yesterday, day before yesterday, we were talking about that first loss across formats versus Ireland. And now we are talking about a series loss just in a matter of one day. And I remember that, in my childhood days, our childhood days, 2007, it was miracle. Oh, Irish team
Right.
beat Pakistan. 2011, Irish team beat England. Bhai, they have grown up. By matlab, it's like this team now seriously wants business. And we were kept on asking, Ankanda is here with me. He kept on asking the Irish journalist and the Irish members here in the Island Cricket Board that, this could be that, the major factor, the icebreaker moment in Ireland's cricket, from here onwards. Uh, People can see Irish, players doing really good because they've beaten champions at their backyard. But look at Jai Mundra, for a person who was looking for a visa, who was looking for just extending things as far as this country is concerned. I think what a story of Jai Mundra, player of the series.
Seriously. And whereas for Jai Mundra, for Lorcan Tucker, there were some pretty good highs for Ireland cricket, but for Indian cricket, someone like a Sanju Samson, Tilak Varma, Shreyas Iyer, they will have to introspect and get their game right as far as results are concerned, as far as performances are concerned. Because okay, we can still accept a defeat here or two, but losing to Ireland, that to a 2-0 clean sweep, is something which Indian cricket should generally avoid. Again, it's not a major factor. Teams can lose bilateral series, but the way they lost is concerning. And for Sanju Samson also, the England series will be pretty crucial because remember his T20 World Cup was only for 3 matches. The last 3 matches where he clicked, he turned the things around. Before that, he was not performing at all. Things He was not picked in the playing 11 as well. And then when he came into the 11, he changed the complexion of the entire tournament, became the player of the series. But Rohit, one final talking point from this video. The entire world is asking one question: where is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi? When will Vaibhav Sooryavanshi play? Uh, what do you think? What do you think? You have been observing the team, observing Vaibhav also, press conferences. Any hint that England series could be the one where he gets a game or two? It's a five match T20I series. It's not a 2 or 3 match T20I series. So maybe for a game or two we can see Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in action.
So I think now things are a little interesting because as we all know now there's no turnaround time. There's no heavy turnaround time as far as
Yes.
this team is concerned. Tomorrow they will have their travel day. So it's
Mm.
already 29. Now you have a game on 1st of July.
Mm.
In Chesley Street. So now you have only 48 hours. In between all of this, you have just 48 hours to adapt, to see the new conditions, to plan as far as a completely new team is concerned. A team which is obviously result wise, now we can say that Ireland team is obviously really good, but now a team which is way better than Ireland team as far as the current standings are concerned. So for me, I think the thing is that Webb of Suryavanshi now the biggest question is, if you say on that very first game that we are either dropping a Sanju Samson or we are dropping a Abhishek Sharma, all of these, the support staff, Sutanshu Kotak on that very first press conference and Ryan Tendeskate on the very last press conference of this tour, they confirm that we don't want to change anything as of now. As soon as, means, if you're looking at a Chesterley Street and you're hoping that, oh, they lost the series here, and Sanju Samson, obviously both games, Jai Mundra picked him up. I don't think that will be happening as far as the Vaibhav Sooryavanshi debut in Durham again is concerned. Yes, I'll be surprised if they give chance to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, because what I'm thinking at this point of time is they are only looking at, let's win the series, let's make it 3-0 as far as England is concerned, let's win Durham, let's win Manchester, and let's win Nottingham, and then we'll hand it over from there for the last two games maybe to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Yes, they will rotate. The only thing which I can assure you, that's yes, they will rotate this opening combination. They are rotating the wicket keeping option. Today you saw Ishan. Earlier day you saw Sanju Samson. Bowling wise, they will definitely rotate. Prasidh was there. Prince is there. Now it's Prince time. So, and Suryan Shetge, you also saw him making his debut. But for me, the top order will only come into the rotation kind of thing when India definitely win the England series. If it's like this only, that one match you win, second match we win, 2-1, then obviously 2-2. I don't think that then there is a very strong chance of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi making his debut, because this team is very much loud on saying this, that the players you are talking about is, one is a player of the tournament, the other one is the number one T20I batter, and the third one is the most informed batter as far as across formats in this year is
Hmm.
concerned. So who will you drop? So that's the thing, and that you can understand that, but then everyone is saying that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, world's most dangerous T20 batter at this point of time. But this is the luxury of Indian cricket. Yes, the result didn't went in our favor. We can say that we lost against Ireland, but we have to take this into consideration that since last 2 to 3 years, this is the very first series we lost in last 12 to 13 series. So
16 cities.
we can't erase everything, Shubhanda. We know that yes, we have world champion players. We know we have quality players. We know what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi can do. These all players. I asked this to Harry Tactor today. That were you surprised? He said that we were not surprised, because who you replace? Again, he gave me the same answer. You replace a Sanju Samson. You replace a Abhishek Sharma. In hindsight, now you can say this, but can you actually? That's the biggest question, Shubhanda.
That's a question which the Indian team will try to answer when they go to England. Rohit will be there. You are flying tomorrow
Yeah.
with along with the Indian team, and from day after tomorrow, I think the team will train there in Chesterley Street and see. Let's see how the preparation for the England series will also go. You'll find all the practice visuals, all the press conferences here in all our platforms. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends for more coverage. And thank you so much, Rohit, for joining in. Have a safe flight
Thank you.
and have a good day to all of you.
Thank you.